What is going on, Internet? Scott here. I'm here with Craig from Screw Attack. How you doing, Craig?
Awesome.
All right. Well, I'm here to talk to him about pretty much the question that everyone already knows the answer to, but we have to ask it anyway because it's E3 and it's the end of E3. Craig, who won E3?
You're funny. You're a funny guy.
I try.
Yeah, I think the idea of who won is a joke question, but you're a good journalist. I would like to point that out. Obviously, Sony, they took off their pants for about 90 minutes, and they just pooped all over Microsoft at their press conference.
Yeah, I mean, there was no doubt in anyone's mind as soon as Microsoft ended their press conference and they said it's going to be $4.99, and beforehand they were reiterating all the you can't play used games, and then at the very end of Sony's conference, they went in there with so much swagger, and then they just kind of walked in and said, oh, hey, by the way, you guys can play used games. You guys, there's no DRM. It's not always online. Yeah. You can share anything. Also, it's $100 cheaper.
That, like, 4 to 5 minutes where Jack Tritton's on stage, just reeling off, and people are going crazy. That's like E3 lore. That's like maybe the greatest moment in E3 history. Just everyone just cheering. Yeah, hell yeah! There's this picture online. This guy just standing, just like with this crazy frozen face, just like ah. And it's like that's what E3 is about, because you know, you come out here, and people have been questioning, like, should there be E3 again? Well, absolutely there should be E3, because you get that kind of reaction. You don't get that reaction from a Nintendo Direct. You know, you get that reaction from a live audience of 4,000 to 5,000 people who are supposed to be unbiased, and they can't help it when you drop a bomb like that and make your competitor look like a fool.
Right. It was a megaton bomb, and being in that room when it happened was very exciting. And even I was up in the rafters, and I was like, yeah, this is great. This is a great moment. And I've been to plenty of E3s, and I haven't experienced something like that, save for when Microsoft handed out Xboxes to everyone and did that Oprah moment a couple years ago.
Yeah. Well, see, but that was definitely different.
That was you guys are getting free stuff. This is you guys are getting stuff for the future that you didn't want, and we're not going to put it in the system that you guys want.
Well, and that was you guys in here get something. Sony was like, this is what everybody gets. Yeah. And it's amazing, like, when that ended, I was like, I've never felt so much joy to want to spend $400 in my life than to go pre-order a PlayStation 4 right now. It was like, okay, I'm in, let's go.
I immediately did. I was in the car leaving the convention center on Amazon pre-ordering my PS4. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's a big jump, man. Come on. I mean,
it's like writing 2012 on my checks after the new year. It's just different.
It's a big deal. Yeah, I couldn't even believe just the idea of what Sony pulled off. I mean, they just literally went down the checklist. This is what Sony needs to do. And Sony's like, oh, really? We're going to take notes on this. And you know what? We're going to do it exactly how you guys want to do it. And you know what? You guys are going to love us. I mean, it was amazing how quickly, when the PlayStation 3 launched, I mean, they were a third place by far. And it was like Nintendo, Microsoft, and then over the last 6-7 years, how much that shifted. And that 90 minutes like totally changed the landscape of how things are working, just in terms of who's first, second, and third. And I think, while Microsoft is clearly like the bottom feeder here, the person who did the most by doing the least is Nintendo, because they did nothing and they moved up to second by showing off like a Wii Fit trainer in Smash Brothers. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what kind of announcement is that?
No, totally. That was their Mr. Game & Watch of the new Smash Brothers. Like, yeah, Wii Fit trainers, you can play as a playable character now. I mean, yeah, there was, and you're right, they did move from second place. But also, the weird thing that I liked about Sony this year, and you touched on it with the PS3 with last generation. They came out and the PS3 was so expensive, and then there was the whole PSN outage and they really paid attention to customer service, and they're really kind of coming back. They have been coming back with their tail between their legs for the past couple of years, going, we are sorry, we are on your side now, we understand, we totally are not, we're not the enemy anymore, we're your best friend. And I hope that continues this generation. I hope it's just not for show for E3 to get all the goodwill going into the holiday season.
Yeah, it's funny because they've not only learn from their mistakes, but they're trying to make up for them. And you notice one of the small but huge things they're doing is they're opening their arms to indie devs. And as someone who's like now publishing games, like, I don't even know if I want to associate myself with a Microsoft console just based on the stances. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy to think about, and how much the indie gaming space has become part of the mainstream world now, because these indie devs that are 1 or 2 man teams, they now have a place to publish their games outside of a PC. They have the PlayStation 4 and Microsoft's whatever.
Well, you actually, this segues, or because you're here, Craigways.
I love it. I love it.
So we Craigway into this because you have a game coming out, don't you?
By the way, I'm stealing that. I'm stealing Craigway.
Oh, I already have it.
All right. Yeah, it's cool. We're publishing Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures. Talented developers, Freak Zone Games out of the UK. They're developing the game, we're publishing it, and it's really good. It's like an old school throwback to the days of when you turned on your NES and you played a game for 6 months to beat like 4 levels, and it's a game that's difficult, that you beat because you have skill, not because you played it for 6 hours.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And when can we see this?
Later this year. We're not going to be releasing it until it's good and awesome and amazing, because we understand we only get one shot to make our first like console debut as a publisher, and we only have one shot to make our first great AVGN game. So we want to make everything amazing, and when people play it, we want to be like, people need to want more.
Yeah, they do. All right. You can check out the AVGN. Yes. I always get Angry Video Game Nerd. Once you throw it into letters in my brain,
crazy.
I start swearing like he does. But anyway, you can check that out, and you can check out Craig on screwattack.com. Check us out on Twitter at techfeed_news or on Facebook at facebook.com/techfeedtv. For TFN, I'm Scott Bromley saying it's the end of E3. I'm gonna go home and sleep.
Me too. Tired.